Howard Lutnick, the billionaire CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, is no fool. For decades, he's thrived in one of the most cutthroat environments in the world, Wall Street. And Wall Street isn't about loyalty, it's about survival, which is why, when the Epstein cloud started to darken around Donald Trump yet again, Lutnick wasted no time distancing himself. And in doing so, he threw Trump directly under the bus.
He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So we are in number 11 and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay. That's it. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. You know, we walk the 7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall.
Right.
Right. So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, do you want a tour? We said, great.
Interesting.
He's got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the doors and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he like gets like weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
Really?
So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
The question was simple. Was Trump close to Epstein? Lutnick could have dodged. He could have downplayed. He could have done what so many Republicans do when Trump's scandals come up. Look the other way. But he didn't. He said flat out, yes, Trump was close to Epstein. That's not a slip. That's not an accident. That's a calculation.
But what about Donald Trump? Like, have you talked to Donald Trump about this? And Lutnick goes, no. I mean, he knows the whole story. Trump knows the whole story. I was one and done with this guy.
Lutnick knows that money hates uncertainty, investors hate scandal, and the one thing Wall Street despises more than a market crash is reputational risk. If Trump becomes politically radioactive, no serious banker wants his name anywhere near it. Lutnick isn't speaking for morality's sake. He's speaking for markets.
I mean, that's an incredible story that you could pick up that he was a pervert.
It's gross. The guy's gross. I mean, right with my wife. Like, he's gross. The guy's gross. This was not, the deep nuance of Howard Lutnick. This guy's gross.
Right. So how come Bill Gates and all these other people could hang around him and not see what you saw? Or did they see it and ignore it? Or
No, they participated.
Right.
That's what his MO was, get a massage, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever. Blackmailed people. That's how he had money.
So what happened to those videos? Why is there now such a dearth of information when, Donald Trump's people are running the FBI and the DOJ?
I assume way back when they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence, which allowed him to have visits and be out of jail. I mean, he's a serial sex offender. How could he get 18 months and be able to go to his office during the day and have visitors and stuff? must have been a trade.
Mm.
So my assumption, now, I have no knowledge,
Mm.
but my assumption is there was a trade for the videos because there were people on those videos.
Remember, Trump has always lived in the world of branding, not substance. But in finance, branding can collapse an empire overnight. Just one bad association, one explosive revelation, and capital flees. Lutnick is protecting Cantor Fitzgerald. He's protecting himself. And he's signaling to other billionaires, don't tie your fortunes too closely to Trump. He won't save you when the tide turns. And make no mistake, the tide is turning. We've seen the photographs, the Palm Beach parties, the way Trump bragged about knowing Epstein before later pretending he barely knew him.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things. The Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's really boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
Those connections are real. They're undeniable. And as more files, more testimony, and more evidence surface, those connections will be impossible to ignore. Let me pause here, because this is important. Pushback Network exists because of you. Subscribing, which is absolutely free, is the only thing that keeps us alive. We don't have hedge funds. We don't have corporate backers. We have you. And if you believe in the truth, if you believe in accountability, if you believe in exposing hypocrisy, no matter how powerful the players, hit subscribe right now, because without you, we cannot keep going. Back to Lutnick. His move is a classic Wall Street play. Cut losses early, distance yourself, and frame it as honesty. But let's call it what it really is. Self-preservation. He's not protecting democracy. He's not defending victims. He's insulating his brand. And in the process, he's leaving Trump out in the cold.
And have you talked to Donald Trump about this and shared your theory?
No, I mean, he knows the story.
Right.
But
Oh,
like
you-
my story, that, I was one and done with the guy. He knows that story, but that's it.
And here's the thing. Once one billionaire breaks the silence, others feel free to follow. This is how walls collapse. First, one person admits what everyone already knows. Then the trickle becomes a flood. Suddenly, Trump's supposed allies are saying out loud what they used to whisper behind closed doors.
They were close friends. I knew in the 90s, people in Palm Beach were like, yeah, Trump and Epstein, man, they're always chasing young girls, this and that. This is not a secret. It was never a secret what Epstein was and what Trump was. They were close friends. They traveled together. They partied together. They dated, I'll use that word very advisedly, women together.
Trump was close to Epstein. Trump was in those rooms. Trump was part of that world. That shift matters, because loyalty is currency in politics. But on Wall Street, loyalty ends where liability begins. Trump is rapidly moving from asset to liability, and the same billionaires who once bankrolled him are already eyeing their exits. The hypocrisy, of course, is staggering. These same Republicans lecture us about morality, about family values, about protecting children, yet they shield Trump until it's no longer profitable. Only when the risk touches their money do they start telling the truth. And the world sees it. The world is laughing at Trump, at the GOP, at the billionaires who built him up and are now pretending to wash their hands. They built the swamp. They drowned us in it. And now they want applause for finally admitting the water's dirty. But here's what Lutnick's betrayal really shows. Trump's empire is brittle. His coalition is fragile. And once self-interest collides with loyalty, Trump will be left exposed. Because billionaires don't bleed for anyone, not even Donald Trump. So here's the takeaway. Trump's allies are only allies when it pays. The moment it doesn't, they'll cut him loose. And if billionaires like Lutnick are already breaking ranks, it's only a matter of time before the dam bursts. But none of this matters unless we, the people, keep pushing back. Silence is not neutral. Silence is surrender. And right now, with democracy itself at stake, we cannot afford silence. Subscribe, like, share. Because the truth doesn't spread on its own. The only way Pushback Network survives is if you keep us alive. And if we don't push back now, when the next scandal hits, it may already be too late. Together we push back.